Here. I am here today to show you the paper pumpkin from July 2025, Sweeter With You. I'm also trying something new and different, and hopefully it works. I am running two cameras, so hopefully we can talk like we're talking to each other, and you'll be able to see me a little better. Disregard all the mess behind me. This is my dream box, scrap box. I can't remember what they're called now. My husband bought this for me years ago, and I absolutely love it. But it is out of control. It's kind of a mess. So one of my goals for the next few months is to get this completely cleaned up, purged out, so it's more usable. And I will do a walkthrough for you and show you my little crafting area. I share this office. It's just a bedroom with my husband, so I have to be careful not to overflow into his area, which happens quite a bit. So be on the lookout for that video. You'll know I've really been able to fulfill a goal that I had. Let's do clean out the scrap box and get my area cleaned up. But in the meantime, here we are. So let me show you this kit. This kit, I actually ended up with 26 cards. This kit was made for 8 cards. I turned that into 26. I'm very happy with that. So let me show you how I did that. And we will just start here. So the first 2 cards I'm going to show you are the cards exactly as the kit designed them. Now, something about these kits that's really great, if you've never done a paper pumpkin before, I highly recommend it. It's fun for people like me who've been stamping and creating for years because it gives us a chance to do fun stuff and to see what we can make. Give me something and see how many things I can make of it. It's just fun. But if you're a beginner, this is perfect way to get in the door of stamping to see if it's something you enjoy. Card making. The kit itself is, I think, around $25-ish. And you can buy just one box at a time, or you can do a subscription for, I think, 3, 6, or a year. I'll have all that down below, so don't quote me on any of this, but it's a great way to find out if this is something you enjoy doing. So it gives you everything you need. You get your stamp pad. In this particular case, I think it came with Garden Green. Let's double check, but I think that's the one it came with. Let's see. It came with, well, it doesn't say. Usually it has a little thing off the side that tells you which stamp pad it came with. But anyway, neither here nor there. You get a stamp pad. You get a stamp spot. You get a stamp set. Some kits even come with 2. But this one came with 1. So you get a stamp set. You get all of the adhesive you need. Everything. You get the tear and tape. You get little adhesive dots. Any other kind of adhesive that's needed, it will give it to you. You get dimensionals sometimes. So it's everything you need in one single box. And look at the size of the box. It's very compact. It's easy to take with you. So if you, like me, are an RVer, these are great to take when you're going on a trip because you know it's going to rain. You're going to get stuck inside. And sometimes it's fun just to have a little crafty thing to do. And everything is self-contained. Everything is here. You don't need anything else. I would recommend some scissors because when you punch out the little die cuts, they have those little, what do they call those little just nubbies? And I like to trim those off. So if you're just doing the kit as is, you really don't need anything, but I would throw a pair of scissors in the box. But these boxes are great. So that's how paper pumpkin works, for those of you who haven't seen them. But anyway, so these are the 2 made per the kit's instructions. Now, I may have changed some sentiments depending on what I need it for. If you're new here, I donate nearly every single card I make. Up to now, my donations have mainly been with Operation Gratitude, but they are changing the way that they operate their charity. And we really don't have clear guidance yet on what that's going to look like. So in the meantime, I have been donating to Cards for Kindness and Cards for Soldiers. I will leave links below so you can see more about them. Also, if you would like to join my Facebook group, it's private. I do have some questions you need to answer. That way we don't get crazy people coming in trying to sell you Ray-Ban glasses, among other things. And I will post a lot more there about which charities I find, what you can donate to the charities now that Operation Gratitude, it kind of appears that it's going to be quite a bit different than the way we've done it in the past with Operation Gratitude. So it may not work out for me to continue with them based on my needs, what I craft, and how I need to send things. So anyway, with all that said, I did change some of the sentiments, but I only used the stamp set for the main sentiments. So this is how the first card's supposed to look. And here's what I did. So the way I do this is when you get these card bases, they are the same front and back. I slice them in half, and that instantaneously doubles my kit. So that's what I did here. I split the card base in half and made 2 more cards. This one, I had an extra one of these background pieces, so I used that. And then I had some extra strawberries from the die cuts, so I used that. So that's how I made that one. This one, a couple of very simple rectangles that I just cut on my cutter. And then the hello die is an old close to my heart die, but there are many, many dies out there that are very similar. I would suggest if you want to go to Stampin' Up, I have a link down below, and you can search hello in the subject line. It'll pull up in the search box. I'm sorry, not subject line, in the search box. It'll pull up every item that has hello in it. So you'll get dies, you'll get stamps, those sorts of things. That's really a good way to find things. But I suggest use what you have. You can also cut on your Cricut and cut out sentiments to make something similar if you want to. So that's that card. Then the next one was this, Hello Friend. I love the way this came out with the little vellum behind there. A tip for vellum, don't ever put adhesive on vellum where you will see it from the other side, because you will see it. So what I do is I build whatever I'm making on top of vellum. I build it on top of the vellum. Then I flip the vellum over, and everywhere that it's blocked from view, that's where I put my adhesive to put my vellum onto my card base. And so that's how both of these were done. Really, really cute. I love this background. So of course I cut these card bases in half, and this is what I made from the other half. This looks almost identical, doesn't it? Well, in these kits, many, many times you're going to have extra pieces. They give you extra pieces just in case your stamping gets a little wonky and you want to stamp another one, or you can use it to make other cards. Maybe you want to decorate the inside of your cards. I don't decorate the inside, but a lot of people do, and it looks beautiful. So this one is exactly like this. The only thing I had to add is this vellum. And I just have a pack of vellum. I got it at Hobby Lobby, really inexpensive. And I just cut it the same size as the other vellum, created the same exact card. So I got 3 of that same design. I just thought they did such a great job on the design. I just want to use it again. And then for this card, I had a lot of fun. So what I did with this card is I used Poppy Parade, and I used the stamp set, and I also used Garden Green, and I stamped the strawberry, so red and then the green, and then I just cut it out by hand. Easy peasy, believe me, it's so easy. The one tip I can give you is when you're cutting, move your paper, not the scissors. So that'll help you a lot. Then this little guy right here is this, and it is called Irregular Weave Trim. I wasn't going to buy this when I saw it in the catalog, but then I won it at a demonstrator event up in Jefferson City, which was a great event. I had so much fun, met a bunch of people, so much fun. But I love this ribbon. I never would have bought it looking at it in the catalog, but you'll see I used it quite a bit through all these cards, and I've also used it on some other kits that I've been working on. So I highly recommend it. There's a lot here. There is, let's see, 10 yards. That's 30 feet of this. I'm going to be using this for so long. Let's see if I can get my little pin. I just use little pins to hold my ribbons closed. So anyway, then for this background, it's just a piece of white cardstock. And I then took my Poppy Parade and I smooshed it onto my glass mat. You can also use any kind of plastic, old plastic, packaging. You could also use a stamp block. And then what I did was I took a piece of sponge, just a clean sponge, and I dabbed it, and then I dabbed it on the paper. And that's how I got this modeled. I think it's a really fun look behind there. Then this Forever Friends right here, let me show you how I got that. Here's my little bucket of all the sentiments that I have created using, now you see where I keep everything, using this More Messages stamp and die set. Love this thing. Oh my gosh, do I love this thing. So the way it works is you have one big stamp with all of the sentiments, and it's red rubber, which, by the way, Stampin' Up! Is going to be phasing out red rubber and going completely to photopolymer, which I'm very happy with. I much prefer photopolymer because I can see what I'm doing a whole lot easier. So, I mean, red rubber is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I prefer photopolymer, so it's great for me. But anyway, once you stamp that whole thing, this is your die. You just place your die on there, and I put a little bit of washi tape on each side to keep it still, ran it through, and I have all these sentiments, and I just leave it sitting here on my desk. So here's the sentiment I used on this card. And I stamped all of these in Memento Tuxedo Black, because that goes, I feel like black goes with everything. So that's how I made this particular, excuse me, this particular sentiment. Oh, one other thing. Stampin' Up! Is also going to begin phasing out the CD case, the CD cases that they did all of their stamp sets in, and they're going to a different kind of like this, but not exactly. These I bought off Amazon. You know, the CD cases that Stampin' Up! Has used forever, they're really nice, but they take up a lot of space, and I don't have the space. So I had to find a way to get more in a smaller area, and this is how I did it. So these are great. They're from Amazon. So anyway, that's how I made that card. So there's that one. Then the next one, which this happens to be my favorite card of the set. I love this design. It's so beautiful. I love the dies. Everything about it is wonderful. And this is made exactly as, I think I did it exactly. Yeah, I did it exactly as the stamp set, or as the kit designed it. And I love it. Now for my alternatives, here's what I did for my alternatives. They're very similar. I used this old tag die. I have no idea where it came from. It possibly could be close to my heart, although it doesn't feel strong enough to be a close to my heart die, but it could be. Just something I had for my stash. You can also hand cut tags if you want. But what I did was I cut 2 tags out of vellum. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but in person you can really see that's vellum. And for this one I used that Hello die again. And I had some extra strawberries left over. And I also had some twine that I put through the little hole. This is an extra of the Hello Friend sentiment that came with the kit. So I have an extra one of those. And I tried an experiment here. This one I edged the edges of this die, this tag with the garden green. And this one I left it plain. I think I like it plain better. Now, this one, it does jump off the card base a little bit more, which is nice, but I feel like it makes it look smaller. Is it just me? This tag looks smaller than this tag, but they're the same exact tag. So, you know, your mileage may vary. Then, this is the last card from the kit. This one I did change. This one was supposed to say thank you. While I do use thank you cards quite a bit myself, most of the charities I found that I send to don't want thank you cards. I mean, personally, I would think they'd want thank you cards, but they don't. So I changed it and used the Life is Sweeter with You. It fit perfectly on this strawberry. And I love this. They had you use these stamps right here to stamp the background paper. So those are the 2 that you get with the kit. And then here's what I did with my leftover card bases. I had one of these strawberries left, so I did the Life is Sweeter with You. I used that irregular trim. And then, if you see here, these are the envelopes that come in the kit. You always get enough envelopes for your cards. Well, I cut them apart, and I can usually get at least one more card out of each envelope, sometimes two. So for this, these are the envelope flaps. So this flap right here on the envelope. So those are the envelope flaps. This is just a standard circle die. And then this is this little die again that I love to use. And used the Hello Friend. I stamped that in the Memento Tuxedo Black. This is stamped in the Garden Green. I think I stamped most everything in Garden Green from the kit. Then let me show you the cards I made from the pieces of the envelope. So this background right here, the white, was actually the inside of the envelope. Or was that the inside of the envelope? No, this was the outside of the front of the envelope. This is the flap. These are some pieces that were left over that I didn't use on some of the other cards from the kit. A little bit of that trim. I had some extra strawberry, so I stuck that on there. Well, then I used the same design for these two cards, but this time I stamped and cut out some more of the strawberries. I had really fun. I was just watching a YouTube video one night and just stamped a whole bunch of strawberries and then just cut them while I was watching YouTube. And these are very similar. Now, what I did do is I used some embossing folders just for my stash. Use what you have. This is a little one from Paper Studio. Probably none of these are available anymore. This makes this little pin dot, and then this larger dot. This is the other side. So you have one side that's embossed, and you have one side that's debossed. So for this debossed, I put a very light coating of, I believe, Pool Party ink. And I got this kind of a look from the debossing. Then on this one, I did the same thing, but I put the ink on the other side. So one time I put it on this side, one time I put it on this side. And this time I got a really, really light coloring on this one. So just really fun to try different techniques with your supplies. And remember, it's just paper. Try it out. If you don't like it, it can go in the recycle bin, or you can use it to start your fire this winter. Like tomorrow, I'm recording this on a Sunday. Hopefully I'll get this out to you pretty quickly. And Monday is the first day of autumn, which means here it just says autumn on the calendar, but it's still summer because I live in the South. There's that. Anyway, so these three are the same exact design, except this one has the little pin dots. I think it's called, what's it called? Swiss dot, I think. And then these are the larger polka dots. But same exact design on all three. I used this stamp. And what I did on this stamp is I cut it. I don't know if you can see. Do not be afraid to cut your stamps. So instead of a single stamp that says Hello Friend, I cut it in half, and now it's two pieces. So there's Hello and Friend. Do not be afraid to do stamp surgery, is what I call it. Because if you ever want it back together again, they line up really easy on the stamp block, and no one will ever know that you cut it in half. But I find that it gives me a lot more use from my stamps. So here's these three. Love the way they turned out. Then, something I am trying to do with just about every kit I make is I'm trying to see if there are any supplies still in the kit that I can turn into Christmas cards. So, these white pieces were the fronts of the envelopes. So, all in all, I really didn't use much of the kit for this part. So, what I have here is that same circle, this same circle, and then this Joyful Thoughts to You this season was actually from the October 24 Nests of Christmas kit, and it's this one right here. So save your paper pumpkin stamps. I use them constantly. Then this ribbon in the background was frayed ribbon, which was on the clearance rack a couple months ago. I bought a big thing of it. Love it. This is the last of it. I've now used all of it. This little silver was actually from a gift someone gave me years ago. I save every piece of ribbon and I throw it in a little bucket. And whenever I'm looking for ribbon, I just dig through my bucket and I reuse what came on a gift. So this is Poppy Parade is the red, and the green is Garden Green. So very, very easy, very simple. Oh, and on these, I used some dimensionals behind the top and bottom. And then in the middle, I used some tear and tape and secured that directly to this ribbon. And then because the ribbon is a little bit thicker, it's not horrible thick. You'll be able to mail these just fine. But I put some dimensionals on the two sides just to give it kind of that straight look and to give it a little bit of dimension. So there you are. There are all the cards that I made. Like I said, I made 26 cards from the Sweeter With You July 2025 Paper Pumpkin. If you have any questions about Paper Pumpkin or anything else that I used, leave me a comment down below or let me know which card was your favorite. This was my favorite. Just let me know what was your favorite. And if you like this new way that I'm doing videos, let me know that as well. And with that, I will let you go.